So in this video, we're going to look at how you make attacking substitutions in a 4-2-3-1 formation. So just to explain the 4-2-3-1 formation in terms of numbers, right? Your assumption is here that I'm assuming that in this case, you're going to be using a number 9 as your striker, as most people do. There'll be a number 10 in the attacking role here, a number 7 on the right, a number 11 on the left, and either two number 6s or a number 6 and a number 8, right? Different coaches use different combinations of those. And at the defensive level, you obviously have a number 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, right? So if you don't understand the numbering system of players, then I've put a link in the video description and right up here for you to understand the basics of a numbering system in tactics and formations of soccer, right? So we'll be using that numbering system exclusively for these kinds of videos. So in this case, we're going to focus on the attacking substitutions without changing the formation. We're not going to touch the 4-2-3-1 formation. It will stay as is. So we're going to look at how we're going to make the attacking substitutions while keeping the exact same formation. You've noticed that I've put a red for the number 9 and the number 4 and 5, right? Because when you're making attacking substitutions in a 4-2-3-1, you're pretty much not touching these roles, right? These roles are fairly untouchable in this case. So we're only going to be looking at some of the other roles and how you can enhance your substitutions for those specific positions. So what are the options that you have when you're making the attacking substitution while keeping the same formation? Option number 1, and this is the most commonly used, and you'll see coaches like Guardiola and Ancelotti using this option a lot, right? Guardiola uses it at Man City and Ancelotti used it a lot during his Real Madrid days and even his AC Milan days, is swapping one of your number 6s for a number 8, right? So let's assume that you have two number 6s here and you were starting in a more defensive formation from the get-go. If you swap that number 6 for a number 8, right? Let's say it's this player, and I'm going to put a red here. Now this player, just by nature, is a slightly more box-to-box midfielder, not a holding midfielder. So naturally, it enhances your formation a lot more, where this player is now pushing up a lot more and attacking, right? I'm going to swap it back. So that's the easiest and main thing that you can do, swapping your number 6 for a number 8. Now let's say you already had a number 6 and an 8, right? Let's say that one of your midfielders was already holding and the other was a box-to-box. What would you do then? You can take an additional risk and convert your holding midfielder to a number 8, which means now you're playing with two number 8s. You're playing with two box-to-box midfielders that are going to go up and down. Now the risk here, and I have to warn you, and I've done this before, the risk here is when these two box-to-box midfielders are attacking, your entire team is attacking, it leaves a very big gap here, right? So it opens your entire team up for a counter-attack, specifically through the middle, because there is no holding midfielder staying back there. So very risky, but if you're looking to make an attacking change and add two number 8s, this is the risk you take, right? But it's a really good option to have coming off the bench and not changing the formation. Okay, so we're going to go back here and go back with the blue. Now the other option that you have, and again, this really depends on the types of players that you have on the bench, is you could swap your number 7 or number 11, right? Any of the flank players in a 4-2-3-1, you could swap them for a number 10, right? Now what happens when you swap your number 11 for a number 10? Number 10s, very naturally are going to be slightly more central, right? So as you start playing with two number 10s, they become a lot more central. And this really opens up the channel So your instructions would be for the number 10 to drift more centrally so that they can combine with the other number 10 and the number 9 to create more attacking chances through the middle. And that opens up the flank for your left defender, to actually push up. So your specific instructions in that case would be to swap the number 11 by the number 10, go more centrally, and then instructions to your left defender, your number 3, to actually push up a lot more and attack a lot more, right? So this again becomes a very attacking substitution, just like for like, right? Now, the other thing that you can do, again, very risky, but if you want to take the risk, you can, is you can swap your number 11 and your number 7 with number 10s. So this 4-2-3-1 then becomes very centrally focused, right? And as it becomes a lot more centrally focused and you're putting a lot more firepower down the middle, you give your number 2 and your number 3 instructions to push up in the same formation, but you tell them that the flank is now yours, right? The number 10s are not really going to focus on the flank as much. Now again, what happens here is it leaves your team open to the counter attack in the wide areas, right? Because your wingers are really pushing up, because your defenders are really pushing up from the flank. So it leaves your team a lot more open to the counter attack. So these are, in a nutshell, these are all the options that you have as a coach to really change the formation. And you'll see a lot of substitutions that are made in various leagues that follow the same principles, when coaches don't want to change the formation but really want to just start attacking a bit more. So next time you notice one of these, put your comment in the comment section below. And so I'll be making a lot more such videos looking at specific formations and specific substitutions within each of those formations that enhance the team attacking in an attacking way or in a defensive way. So stay tuned for more of that.